This is Tuesday, June 15, 2021. This is day one of my trading combine, which I am back on. If you guys remember, from 2 weeks ago, I failed my previous trading combine, so I have to wait to get my monthly subscription renewed so that I can start back up. I could have paid $100 extra to get a free reset, but I decided to take some time off and reevaluate and take some time to train my mind and get my body right. And so yeah, we're back on. This is day one, like I was just saying, and let's get started. One thing I'm going to do differently this time is I'm going to, first of all, I'm trying a few different things, a few different new things. So one is I'm using OBS Studio instead of Streamlabs, which I was using before. I'm going to see how the performance is while it's streaming. So it is a little bit, it is a little bit slow. It is a little bit glitchy. So I'm going to see how it goes. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to switch again. Or I was using Streamlabs before. So let's see how it goes. I am going to just be patient and hope that you guys can see my screen, you guys can see me talking and not just hear me talking. But that is going to be after the fact. For now, let's jump into my analysis for the day. One thing new I'm going to start doing is start off with what I'm grateful for. Why not, right? So grateful for at least one thing. I'm grateful for having the right tools in place for me to succeed. Mentally, and hardware and software wise. Mentally, technologically. Let me just put it that way. I really am. There may be glitches every now and then, or there may be times where I'm just like, man, what do I do about this? If you guys saw yesterday's video, pretty terrible. So yeah, you know, the only thing I can do is try to keep getting better, and yeah, you know, continue on my streak for having 100 videos this year. So yeah, grateful for that. Let's jump into my analysis. So let's start off with the higher time frame. So in the higher time frame, you guys can see since yesterday, so we had a 0% level that I had set at 42.10, 42.11ish, and interestingly, it went up all the way in the overnight session. 6:15. Yep, that's today. In the overnight session to 100, came down all the way exactly to 38.2% level. So, and it did not go below that. So I would say there's a pretty good likelihood we are going to get to the 127% level at 42.69 from here. Question is that going to do that today, or is that going to do it tomorrow? And we might be triggering one of our entries. I was doing this actually before you guys hopped on. So I'm going to look to enter long here. 3 contracts, and might get stopped out. And that's $450 right there. But hey, I was seeing this happening live, and this was one of the entries that I was targeting. So let's keep that for now. So higher time frame, price hit the 100% uptrend uptrend fib 100% level in the overnight session and retraced to the 38.2% level during the day session. So where were these levels at? 42.57, and the 38.2% level is 42.39, 42.28, sorry, 42.28.75 during the day session. So I'm just gonna put my put what's happened so far. No hypotheses just yet. Okay, so higher time frame. Let's go to the medium time frame. The medium time frame. Bear with me here. It's no drop frames, interestingly. That's what it states. I don't know how much I believe that. I'm going to have to watch the video afterwards to see. Definitely going to have to watch the video afterwards. Let's take a look. If I adjust this, I know I'm jumping around, guys. Bear with me here. We're live, so I just want to take any opportunities that I might get. Interestingly, that matched up really well with this. If I had set the 0% level here instead of here, that was a very solid entry down here. So let's see how this plays out. I have one target right at the 100% level. I'm going to have my second target, the 127% level at 42.45. And my third target, I'm going to let it run. Okay, so that's what we have right now. Alright, so back to this. I'm grateful for this technology. I'm going to keep saying that until it comes through for me. Come on, man, just come through. Just stream to all the people out there who are watching me. Okay, so that's the higher time frame. We do have, if I extend this volume profile a little bit further to the peak, we still do have price at the uptrend 100% level and retrace to the 38.2% level during the day session, which also coincides with the uptrend high volume node. Okay, that's good. So next, we have the higher time frame. That's it. So let's go to the medium time frame. Okay, so medium time frame. What do we got? We've been in a general downtrend in the day session. I'm going to change this since we already have the same fibs in the lower time frame. I'm going to change this to where this trend was confirmed up here. Change that 100% level to low of the day and see if there is any. It sure is. Sure is also something developing here. So Could potentially move this down. No, this is good right there. So yeah, it didn't quite reach that level before it came back down and picked me up. Very interesting. So yes, higher time frame uptrend. Medium time frame downtrend. So what should I say here? Price. Where did it open? Did it open here? So still in the overnight session. Price dipped. Nope. Has been in a downtrend since peaking at the higher time frame 100% level overnight. And almost retraced to the 38.2% level. Almost retraced to the 38.2% level in the afternoon. So it's a medium time frame. And let's go to the lower time frame. Lower time frame, we are in an uptrend. So price retraced to 38.2% level of 42.35. Where exactly did it go to? Let's see. Yep, exactly 42.35 after reaching the 100% level of 42.50. Just past the VWAP. Okay, so those are my givens. I'm going to actually add a volume profile here too. Let's see if there's anything that we can learn from this, from the medium time frame. You just got to be patient. So from the high to the low, it's definitely low volume node right here, around 42.45-ish. That's it. Another high volume node up here, but yeah, this low volume node coincides, or sorry, this high volume node coincides with where the market just peaked twice. So let's see how it reacts. We may or may not, I mean, I could look at this and say it's a double top right here, and that we're going down, but we're still in this uptrend. We still haven't crossed this 38.2% level, and we're still in an uptrend in the higher time frame. So I'm going to keep myself long. The only thing that I would consider doing is move my short up, or sorry, move my stop up. That's the only thing that I would consider doing right now. Right now it's a 3-point stop loss. That means I'm risking 450. I'm going to leave it as is. I'm going to leave it as is for now. Okay, so let's go back to now the hypotheses. So, given all this, the higher time frame, median time frame, and the lower time frame, my hypothesis is that price will continue in the lower time frame uptrend, will continue in the, well, actually it's the higher time frame uptrend towards the 127% target of 4269.50. 4269.50. Right now we're at 4238, so that would be breaking new highs. So that's a high. That's a tall task to imagine that happening right now. So price will continue. Price will continue to the lower time frame uptrend. Continue in the lower time frame uptrend towards the 127% target of 4245.50 and the 161.8% target of 4250.25. So both are uptrends. Let's see, what are the other hypotheses? It doesn't make sense for me to have my target here. So definitely one target I'm going to keep at the 127%. One target I'm going to move now to the 161.8% target. So 4250.25. There we go. And then my third target is TBD. So this is where it correlates to. There's a big drop, the overnight session at that level. We do have another higher volume node here at 4247, 4248-ish. So it may be useful for me to have that there. But my plan is that's only my hypothesis. I don't have a downtrend hypothesis. So my plays will be, I've already entered one of them. So my plays will be enter the lower time frame uptrend at the 38.2% retracement, 4235, which could have had a better entry, but I also did not know that this was down here, so I'm glad I gave myself enough leeway in my stop loss. So enter the lower time frame uptrend at the 30.2% retracement towards two targets at the 127% and 161.8% levels. Trail the stop loss to break even after price breaks the 100% level. That's my first play. Move up, not trail. Move up the ISL, initial stop loss. Move up the initial stop loss to that, and then trail the remaining stop loss via market structure 2 after it hits the first two targets are hit. Okay, so that's my first play. Second play, I really don't got anything else, man, since those are that's my only hypothesis, that we're gonna go long. If it drops, I am wrong, clearly wrong, but I'm gonna see how this plays out. I'm pretty confident we're gonna go back up and pick up some of those, pick up some more sellers at those levels from overnight. So it's 220 and we're at 42.38. I'm thinking it's gonna get to 42.50. So that's a 12-point move, and it's moved only 2 points since I've been on. Well, about 3 points since I've been on. So I am asking for a lot if it does need to do that. So let's stay patient. Let's see if there's any other plays that I am somehow like not aware of. Let's go one here. Let's see on the lower time frame. On this retracement, let's see what we got. Yeah, we went back up to VWAP. So not confident that we are going to go short here. I'm still going to hold on to my long position. I am tempted again to move my stop loss up. There's either two ways. One, I move it up and just risk less, or I move it even further down in case it comes down and tries to pick up more buyers before it goes back up. But given the amount of time that's left in the day today, I don't think we have time to come back down, pick up more buyers to go all the way back up again. So we either push all the way through or we kind of stay stagnant. So that's the other play, is we have found an equilibrium here between the 61.8 and 38.2% levels, and we're just going to hang out there. So let's do that. Price has found an equilibrium between the 38.2% and 61.8% higher time frame levels. So that's between 42.28 and 42.39. Let's just say 42.40. Which is right where it's at right now. So price has found an equilibrium and will stay there the rest of the afternoon. Okay, so the plays for that, if it does stay in that equilibrium, is get out for a small gain. A few $100 is not a small gain, but it is smaller than I would have liked. So get out for a small gain if delta charts show weakness in the uptrend towards the end of the afternoon. Okay, so that's it. Those are my plays and what I'm grateful for. Okay, so I'm going to move this bad boy over because now I'm going to be making use of delta charts more. Okay. All right, here we go. We're all in. Price is retracing from that VWAP level, so something to watch now. Pretty tempted now to move my stop loss up to not my entry, but the low here. So I think I'm going to do that since it did bounce off that twice. So I am going to consciously move that up to $1.50 stop loss. So I just cut my risk in half from 450 to 225. But let's see how it performs here. So it's already broken through this, so I'm not confident in that. So let's see if it's just retraced from this level. If it's a good retracement there, I will be happy. I'll be a happy man. So what I'm doing now is seeing if this retracement that it's on, that is amazing. Look at that. Oh, it just broke through. So you could go either way now. At this point, you could go either way. You could just be in a market compression, and I could get stopped out for a $225 loss. So let's see what it does here. Thing is, market did move quite a bit down, a few points, without so much delta. So I wonder. So this is where I entered, like 42.36 last time. Breaking through the VWAP that's over there. Or we could bounce off it like last time. So there, that is a good support. That VWAP of the delta histogram could be, or you just break right through. Yeah, it really could go either way, guys. And this is why you guys don't take the trades that I do live. Coming up at 2:30 now. 30 minutes left in the trading day. My third hypothesis could end up being right. So let me go back to that actually. Yeah, my third hypothesis could end up being right. It just kind of stays in this channel. Hypotheses. There you go. So yeah. Delta more green now. Feels crazy. It's been the first time in 2+ weeks since I've traded live. So it does feel interesting to be able to do this again and have all these feelings come up. So I am 2 pips away from getting stopped out. And there it is, 226. Yeah, in hindsight, the fact that I was trading into VWAP and the fact that there was a double top there, that could have been enough for me to say that I shouldn't have entered that. But yeah, I mean, still with a good entry, right at the 38.2% level. And I think this could still be a good entry again. Yeah, just a lot of selling pressure actually. I would still be in this trade if I did not move my stop up. I entered at 42.36, so part of me wants it to go down so that I feel validated. It doesn't matter. Market doesn't care what you feel. Let's see, so right now, if it breaks through this level, 42.35-ish, 42.28 is what I'm looking at to see if it stays in that channel. Yeah, if it breaks through this 42.35 level, then yeah, we are going short, potentially. I could be wrong, potentially. Yep. So I'm glad I at least cut my losses short. Now I'm going to look to see if there's in the downtrend. It did not quite reach this level. Is there any confluence here in the 127%, 42.21, 42.13? Not really. That should be my other place, right? I'll add that in there. So price continues in the medium time frame downtrend towards the 127%. So this is why you always open up your mind. Always open up your mind to what the market is showing you that you may not be aware of in the moment. So in this moment, in the moment that I entered the trade, or in the moment that I was writing these down, I was not able to see that there is another trend which I clearly had put as there was a downtrend in the medium time frame, and that it didn't quite reach the 38.2% level in that. But now that I'm looking at what the market is doing, there was a clear scope for that to happen. So the more you practice doing this, the more that I'm doing this at least, the more awareness that I will get in the moment so that I can be present to these things happening and I can make the right decision in the moment. Because that's what matters. You know, it doesn't matter now that I realize this. It matters that I did not realize this in that moment, so it's fine. Price continues in the medium time frame downtrend towards a 127% target of 42.20, I said, right? let's see, 42.22 actually. 42.22. So plays. Yes, so I got out. So I would have got out here, so I would have lost 450. So I did cut my losses short by moving it up. Let's see if 42.22, that matches up pretty well with the 0% level here. So what I'd basically be looking at is enter short on the lower time frame, on a lower time frame retracement towards the 127% median time frame target of 42.22. Or yeah, ideally a fib confluence as well. There we go. I'm happy with that. Let's make sure y'all can see this. There we go. All right. So basically what I just did, guys, is I had the 161% target as the 127% target on the medium time frame. So what I'm basically looking at doing is at which 100% level would this downtrend would need to hit for it to retrace and then continue to go towards the fib extension target, which would have the confluence of the higher time frame target here. Real quick, what I'm going to do is see where the high here matches up well with this. So right now I have the 0% at 42.52. So I'm going to see, does that match up well with this? Yes, it does. So this is where it actually confirmed, right? So I could actually put it here, 42.50 at the high here, 42.53. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move it up, 42.53. Okay, so I'm still going to have the 100% level there. I'm going to see, this is 42.21 now. I doubt it's going to get down that low, but let's see. Anything can happen. We are 20 minutes left in the trading day. And the other thing that could happen is we could go all the way up and hit the 127% target at 42.45 now. So, guys, anything can happen when you're trading. And since that was not an ideal entry here at 42.36, if I had entered ideally at 42.35, then 42.32 would have been my stop loss here. If I did not move it, I would have still been in this trade long. So something to look out for. Yeah, just something to look out for. I'm going to move this up and see if there is a confluence that was happening, or sorry, there was a fib opportunity that was developing, and it sure was right there. Right there, so that could have been a good entry short, 42.35. But we just broke through it, so the other entry would be right here at 42.37, and that will be going short towards the low of the day again. 42.37. So what I'm going to do is actually enter short here but I'm gonna have a tighter stop loss. So I'm gonna enter at 42.37.25. Enter short there. I'll be risking 150. I'll be risking 150, and if it hits 42.35 at least, I will be in a break-even trade. Let's see if I am connected with Jigsaw here. Just checking to see my trades, if they're going to be logged. Might have to do this after. What's going on? Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. That's okay. In the interest of making sure that I am fully present watching the market, I'm gonna mess with something like that later. Okay, market picked me up. And are we on an uptrend now? And am I gonna get stopped out? Or are we gonna plummet? Only time will tell. Very eager to play these markets, you know? I've just been looking forward to this. To see how my skills match up against the market. One tick away. And I'm out. So today so far, down 397 for the day. We got about 17 minutes left in the day. I went long first. I went short next. And got chopped around by the market. I don't think my first trade was bad. Don't think my first trade was bad. I did enter at 42.36 and it dropped all the way to 42.32. So that was a 4+ point reversal. So if I had an ideal entry at 42.35, let's see how that would have been. Yeah, if I had an ideal entry, I still would have had a 3-point stop loss, which I would have gotten very close to getting stopped out before it continued in the opposite direction. I think my second trade is something that I did not need to enter because I would be going against the lower time frame and the higher time frame. I don't have much data to show whether double tops, what percentage of times double tops work, what's the expected value, the way that I have values and the data for the fib, for my fib strategy. So I would not have, ideally I would not have entered the second trade. Even though I risked very little, that's not a trade I would have entered, so it does not matter how much I'm risking. It matters whether I have the conviction or whether it hits my checklist before I enter the trade. So bad trade on the second one, decent trade on the first one, not an ideal trade. for the first one either. So that's my analysis after breaking down first part of my first day today. So yeah, right now prices is in a definite uptrend. So I'm going to look to see if there's a way in which I can enter long on a retracement from this low. And then I'm going to see if there's a fib confluence. Since that is invalid now, since it dropped below the 38.2% level. Not sure what I would be able to see. So yeah, that's one of the things I was saying earlier is either move my stop loss up, which I did, and I risked less, or move my stop loss down to below this level. That's the other thing I was considering. To below this, which would have been, I would risk maybe 1,000. No, not 1,000. So 42.36, and then 42.31. So 5. I would risk 750 then. I would risk 750, and so something for me to consider is look at where previous levels of support are, and give myself enough leeway for me to get in front of those. If I am confident that it's in an uptrend, that it will not break the previous swing low. Let's run this real quick to see if there's any. Yeah, so there was a higher volume node right there. That yeah, so good entry. I did not heed the support levels from basically it got down to that low volume node, picked up some buyers, and bam, shot up. So from 42.32 to 42.39, so solid move up. Obviously, it's very tempting for me to try to get in front of this, but not at all recommended for anyone to do this now unless you have a very wide stop loss. So this is one of the reasons why I failed my previous one, is because I was just trusting my hypotheses so much that I decided to just move my stop losses very wide. I'd be like, oh, this is definitely going long. I'm just going to have a $1,000, $800 stop loss, and just get out for smaller gains. And that's not how I want to trade. I want to trade very precise. I want to trade with I don't want to just say tighter stop losses, but I want to trade with precise stop losses. And I might have more than 50% of my trades lose, but I will have a 5-to-1, 6-to-1, or more reward to risk ratio, and that's what I'm going for. I'm going for pretty big winners and limiting my losers. So that's what I did, at least for the first two trades. It went against me, and what I did not take into account was that there was a VWAP right there, and I did not take into account the other support level that was further down. So I could have just been okay with more risk, given that it would bounce off VWAP. But I was not ready for that, especially on my first day. So I said, why not, move up my stop loss and get out for a smaller loss. So I'm okay with that. Coming up in the last 10 minutes of the day, and it's going to be crazy, I will most likely not enter. Most likely not enter. Look at that. Holy crap. Well, on this uptrend, it came down all the way almost to 38.2% level. Very tempting to have an entry right there. At 42.36. Excuse me. Forgot my water. I'll go back to it later. Yeah, my third hypothesis could be my fourth hypothesis, I thought this could be very well true. He just kind of hangs out in those levels, between 42.28, is that what I said? 42.28 and 42.40. So that's what it's kind of doing right now. It's kind of choppy, and so I'm gonna leave that to be. That's not where I'm making my money. Where it's choppy. But even if it moves up, it's only moving up about 9 points, within 9 points. So that's not where I want, honestly. Some of the data that I had done on my trading, my strategy, a good size of my winners will reach, I forget the percentage, but 15 to 20 points. So anything less than 6, 7, 8 is, as a target, as a fib extension target, is not something that I want. It doesn't make any sense. If a sizable portion, I would say more than 30-40%, if not more, and I think the majority of them are over 10. And so if my targets are less than that, then I'm not going to aim for them. I say that now, and then maybe the data will support in the future that I should start taking some profits off the table. Who knows? Like, I could have taken some profit off the table here. 42.35, it went up. I was up around 500 actually. Yeah, I was up 5 points. 5 times 5 is what? 22.50. I was up 600 plus, maybe $700, and then it plummeted. So I could have kept one target as my. I think I'm going to do that again. With these choppy conditions, the way that the market has been of late, what I'm going to do is my first target, the way that I had set it up is, even if the market hits that, and even if it reverses all the way towards my stop loss, that I would still have a break-even trade. So, and then my second two targets, my second target would be 127, and the third target would be at 161. I think that is solid, because I still have something that will run, and I can adjust those as needed, and I'm out without risking so much. Especially on a day like this, that could have been a solid entry. So I'm gonna do that from now on. It's not playing with fear, it's just allowing the market volatility to, allowing your trades to make the most of the market volatility. Like, look at this, up and down. It still did not reach the 127% target and went all the way down. Like, an entry earlier would have been really good, with my target set as the break even for my 3-trade entry. I hope you guys understood that. Let me show you what that means. So here you guys can see I have 3 entries, take profit and stop loss, and you guys can see that the stop loss are at $50, so 1 point, so $50 each, so that's why I'm risking 150. So what that basically means is that I have my first target at 112.50, meaning if my first target gets hit, I will be up $112. Like, I would have cashed out $112. I would be still in 2 more trades with targets of 500 and 750, just put those. I would adjust those based off of what my fib extension levels are. And then let's say it goes up maybe a few more ticks after that, and then it reverses all the way down, and it takes me out. It takes out my stop losses. So it would take me out $50, it would take me out another $50, so I would be down $100. But since I had already exited one of my targets at 112.50, even with fees and commissions, I would be at a break-even trade. That's why this is not at $100. With fees and commissions, I would be just negative with that. So that's how I position this. And let's say it continues to go up, and hopefully hits my fib extension targets. 2/3 of my trade are still positive for that. So basically, I'm allowing for volatility to play itself out and not be chopped out all the time. So basically that's what I did for all my other bracket orders. So that's my 1-point stop loss. Let's look at the 2.1. Same thing. Since $100 is now my new stop loss, I have my take profit, my first take profit at just above $200. The first take right after that. So it'll be break-even trade for that. And then my 3-point stop loss would be at just over $300. So this is what I had when I entered this trade, and I would have got out for, so 312s would be how many ticks? $312 would be 6 ticks, 6 times 5, right? So sorry, 6 points, 6 times 4, 24, 25 ticks, and it did not reach that actually. 6.25 points. 6.25, it did not. I entered at 42.35. 6.25 would have been 42.41, so I did not reach that. So it did not matter anyways for this trade, since my stop loss was 3 points. But if my stop loss was 2 points, I would have reached that, and I would have been a break-even trade. So I think I have the same for the 6-point stop loss. Take profit 600. This actually should be, yep, that's right. Actually, it doesn't make sense because I would need to have 3. So this is, I do not have this set up the same way, since I just have 1 runner, no target, and then 1 take profit at 600. I'm okay with that, since I'm not going to be using 6 points much, if at all. And then the same thing for 0.75. This is a very precise entry. I'm only risking 112.50 for each trade. And then my first, not even 2 points. So even if it reaches what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, even if it goes up 7 ticks in my direction, I would be in a break-even trade, and I'd still have 2/3 of my entry, 2 contracts running for much higher profits. So I'm gonna stick with this. This is a why not, right? And then I can continue to add on more trades as needed for when the market retraces to the levels that I would like. So let's go back to the 1 point. And we're coming up right at 3 o'clock here, and yeah, like I said, market just chopped up and down, and that was one of my hypotheses, is that it was to stay between 42.28, actually a little bit lower than that even, 42, no, right there, 42.34, yeah, so between 42.28 and 42.40, so just been choppy, just been really choppy. That's it for the day. I really have nothing else. I'm not really going to be entering anything else. So yeah, $400 down day, but good for me to get back into it and see that there was a better entry at hand. Not get too excited. See that I am following all my rules. I was below VWAP, so I was entering wrong, that's not an entry that I would have taken.